Hey YouTube, it's Blake with Why Fiction Freaks. I decided to go ahead and do another video on my own. I've only done the one so far, and then I did the one, the couple with Gina, and then the two with Gina and Angie. And I had a lot of fun with them, so I went ahead and thought I should do another one. And I am going to go ahead and review a book that I think has already been done by Gina, but I thought I should do it again because Gina and Angie really wanted me to read this book, and the amazing thing about this book is that I read it in 4 to 5 days, and normally Gina and Angie know this and they are just ashamed. But anyway, I read it, and I normally read books in a month to a month and a half, and it's really bad. But this one, I read in 4 to 5 days, and I literally could not put it down. I spent a whole day and a half, almost literally. I went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning one time. It was awful, and I still worked and everything. I don't know. But anyway, I read it. It was a really good book, and without further ado, it was The City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments book. I finally read it. Yes, indeed. And I liked it. I did. Normally, I don't like these fantasy books. I normally like suspense and thrillers and mysteries and that kind of stuff. But for some reason, I really did like this book. I wasn't going to read it because of this. There's a picture of a half-naked man. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of those pictures. Mostly because on books, they're normally considered romances. And like I said, I don't like many other books besides those mystery, thriller, suspense. I don't know. I do like the dramatic books and stuff like that, but it looks like a romance, and I didn't want to read it. I mean, it does have the cool skyline of New York, and then the cemetery look to it down the bottom, and it has this really cool color to it, this shimmery color. But it was that cover. For some reason, I did not want to read it. But Gina was amazing. And she kept nagging and nagging, sorry Gina, for me to read the book. And so she let me borrow her copy, which is normally a big deal. I don't know how many of you let your friends borrow your books, but she let me. See, Gina Sharp. And one reason why I was so shocked is because Cassandra Clare signed it for her. And signed books are a lot more valuable to you, I don't know how many of you have signed books, but I'm assuming if you do watch this video, you probably have a signed book or two. And Gina let me borrow it. She won't let me borrow Twilight because it's signed, and which is okay with me because, sorry, I don't have any desire to read Twilight unless you guys can persuade me otherwise. I have no desire. I saw the movies, and they weren't too bad, I guess. Kristen Stewart. But, whatever. I was told that the movie wasn't cast as good as the book was, and, that's one reason I should read it, but I don't know. But anyway, back to City of Bones. I definitely give it a 4.5 out of 5 because of that cover. I'm sorry, I'll take a half a point off for the cover. I judge books by their covers. I'm sorry. But yeah. Anyway, outside of the cover, I'm sorry, I'm going on about the cover. But, yes, it was a good book. Cassandra Clare wrote it, amazingly. I don't know why, but I liked it. I couldn't stop reading it. She didn't describe things too much in, too much detail. I don't really like when authors do that a whole lot. Some people do, because they want to know everything, but I like to use my imagination a little bit more than that. And, you can make it a little more your book, your viewpoint. And I like how she did that. She actually described one of the characters as her skin was as clear and without blemish, and it was pale like a steady bowl of cream. And I'm a food lover, so hey, whenever you give me a food description, I'm all over it, And so that is one thing that I like about it. Another one was that she was consistent with her characters, and I liked that they were witty. I really like the wit in books between characters and, stuff like that. And sarcasm, I'm a very sarcastic guy. Yeah, so I like when other people are sarcastic. And they were, in the fight scenes and, the even intense scenes, they were still witty and sarcastic, but, still with that exciting, adrenaline pumping kind of thing, and I liked that. I did, and there was like a twist to it, kind of, and one thing happened after another, and I liked that it kept going, and so yeah, I would definitely recommend this to people. Funny thing about book lending, quick story. Angie actually let me borrow one of her books, and I don't know how many of you let your friends borrow your books, but they're like friends, right? Well, Angie let me borrow her book, and it was Divergent by Veronica Roth. And I did end up reading it, but at the time, I had gotten like a fourth of the way through it in like a month, and I took it with me to these fireworks that happen every year in Cincinnati. They're called the W.E.B.M. fireworks. They happen at Labor Day. They're really cool, and you have to save your seat like all day. And I took the book with me because I had all day to do nothing and save a seat. Well, I took the book, and it ended up pouring down rain because it's outside. And the book was like, it was originally this thick, and it ended up like this by the end of the night, and I felt horrible. It was gross, and like it got moldy after a while, and I had to throw it away. And if it has ever happened to any of you, I'm sorry. That sucks. But I ended up having to buy Angie a new one, and she didn't force me to. I bought it for her because I felt horrible. But Veronica Roth came into Cincinnati, so I had to buy her another one anyway. And we all went to see Veronica Roth, and actually I didn't get to. But anyway, Angie and Gina did, and they got their books signed. They got me my copy signed of Divergent and Insurgent, so you should read both of those. But anyway, that was a longer story than I expected. But anyway, they are awesome people. They let me borrow the book. You should read City of Bones. I cannot wait to read the second one, City of Ashes. My goal is hopefully I can do it, to finish the whole series by March. I don't know if I can or not. You guys should encourage me to. Because the next part of the prequel, Clockwork Princess, I guess, is coming out in March. And also, the movie is coming out in August. And I watched the movie trailer after I finished the book, and I kind of hope they do the movie well. Gina and I were talking, and we wished that the director of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, we wished that he would have done this book, and obviously he didn't, but hey, what are you going to do? Lord of the Rings and Hobbit are a little more popular than City of Bones, but maybe we can change that. But anyway, the movie's coming out in August, and we're all going to go to the midnight showing of it, and tell us if you guys are planning on it or not. And I think it would be really cool. I like to hear from you guys, so yeah. So I'm pretty excited for that. Maybe we'll do a video of us going to the showing. Maybe somebody will dress up like characters and whatnot. But anyway, it was a good book, and we look forward to hearing from you guys, and we like hearing from you guys. So, as Gina says, have a great day and happy reading. I should come up with a line like that. Make it a great day. Alright, bye.